it is Anna here. Oh, that was unexpected. It is Juliana here. I used to go by Anna, but then okay. Moving fast. Juliana here. Welcome to my August plan with me. This is my third time recording the intro to this video because for some reason I am having trouble. Not that I don't usually have to record different segments over and over again, but I just normally enjoy recording plan with me's and love to talk about useless things while doing so. But for some reason, I'm just being very inarticulate today. So I apologize in advance. Okay, cool. Moving on with the video. So happy August. I can't believe we're so far into 2020. Wow. 2020. Wow. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Get it together, Juliana. Okay. So my inspiration for the theme for this month, as always, came from Pinterest, but it actually came from an artist that I love and very religiously follow on Instagram. Her handle is Cheyenne Barton, and she also makes YouTube videos, which are the best things ever. They're calm and relaxing, and her little cat Sophie always comes in, and she owns her own small business, and she makes stickers and little clay pins, and it's amazing. You should check her out. But also don't click off this video. I like that you're here too, so maybe afterwards. Okay. Yeah, so this art that I used for the title page, and that was my main inspiration for the theme this month, was directly copied from an image of hers. But something to note about this art, which was kind of why I chose it and why I really vibed with it, is that instead of using a black outline like I normally do for all my illustrations, it uses brown outlines or just a color. I think hers was probably a reddish brown. Yeah, and that's not something I've done before just because I don't have a brown marker or a writing implement that would fit the bill, but I've been doing more illustrations, digital illustrations lately, and I really like doing a gray or a dark blue or a brownish reddish color for the outlines of things, because I think it makes it look a lot more organic and really adds something to the style, le flavor, if you know. Oh my God, that was so cringy. Okay. But you know what I mean. So I think I think what was really cool about this was that I was able to bring the things I had been doing virtually into real life, which is kind of hard to explain in a voiceover, but I think you probably can understand what I mean. It just feels very different to use a real writing utensil and figure out what type of medium to use to get a desired effect, because obviously using colored pencils versus markers versus watercolors is not only an entirely different look or style, but also an entirely different process and investment of time. You know what I mean? So the writing implement, I believe I said utensil earlier, and I apologize. That is strange. Maybe it's a thing, but it seems strange to me. The writing implement I used to do these illustrations was actually what I thought at the time was a watercolor pencil. Forgive me, I don't know the terminology. I'm sorry. But actually, I realized as I was watching this video back that it was a Prismacolor colored pencil, erasable, that I bought maybe 2 years ago. I bought a whole pack of them because I thought, I'm gonna be an artist. And artists always do this little under sketch. I don't know what it's called. I am not an artist, unfortunately. With a red colored pencil or a blue colored pencil, and it seemed like everybody used Prismacolor colored pencils. So I thought, to be an artist, I must get these essential utensils. Utensils. There it is again. So I mean, I didn't become the artist I dreamed of being, but at least I could use that brown colored pencil for the very, very important event that was this YouTube video. and those strawberries. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so after the calendar, I actually moved on to a more useful spread, or a more relevant spread for the corona times, or just like lifetimes. I don't know. I'll stop talking about coronavirus. I'm sorry. It's on all our minds. We don't need to talk about it anymore. So what happens every month is that I make a mood tracker, and the intent of the mood tracker is that there is one little doodle for every single day of the month, and then on that day of the month I color in the doodle with a color from the key that represents like happy, meh, or like mad or sad or bad or something. And I can proudly say that I have never once completed one in its entirety. And I really have no hope for this month, but once again, I will draw one anyway, because this is like one of my favorite spreads to look back on, and it's fun to draw, and it's cute to look at. So yeah, I'm sorry, I've failed you. But there's something so satisfying about just being able to look back on this page, even though I never color it in. I like that it exists every month. I don't know. You tell me. Who knows? We all just like pretty things, okay? And I debated drawing like foliage or flower/plants for this page, but I ultimately decided to go with fruits because they're a little bit more like simple shapey, and you know, fruits are good for you. So why not promote your health? Just remember to eat your fruits. I'll just remember every single time I go to this page, which I've established that I won't be doing because I always fail to fill these in. But like, I'll remember every single time I open my bullet journal every day when I go to fill this in, I'll look at the fruits and I'll be like, oh yeah, I got to eat some fruit. That's really good for me. And I think I am actually a genius and I've discovered something here. So good for me. Pound on my back. Oh, and here's my other spread, the habit tracker, that I always forget to fill out as well. Although I will say that I do better on this than I do for the mood tracker. I think because the only thing it requires is that I fill in a dot when I complete a task on a particular day. So it's a lot less work than like taking out a color and taking 5 seconds to color a doodle, which is not a lot of work. And when I say it out loud like that, I'm like, wow, Juliana, that's not hard at all. But I can't remember this stuff. Like I literally, like I also don't really make a point to remember this stuff, but I also can't remember this stuff. You tell me. Anyway, I always make a habit tracker every month, and like the mood tracker, I fail to fill it out. But I usually last longer than I do for the mood tracker. And I think I've come up with some better habits to track than I used to, like when I first started bullet journaling. Because when I first started bullet journaling, it was like, ooh, ate dessert, and that was like a bad thing. And like, shut up, Juliana. Eat dessert if you want dessert, you know? The world's not gonna hate you for having some cake. So now I try to track habits that are more productive, or no, productive is a capitalist construct. I try to track habits that like actively benefit me. So those are things like going outside on a daily basis, getting some exercise makes my mind feel better, watering plants. I don't remember what else I wrote down. Writing. I like to write sometimes. So I try to make sure that I select habits and things that are genuinely very specific to me and are things that I kind of already do or already make it a point to do, so that like tracking them is usually an act of like reinforcing good vibes versus feeling bad about not accomplishing something, if that makes sense. Yeah. If you're having trouble with a habit tracker, maybe try that. I don't know, just thoughts. And then I made one of my absolute favorite spreads that I don't know if I made this up, but for some reason I feel like I made this up. I think I like interpreted it from other people, but a lot of people do a gratitude log where they'll put something they're grateful for every day. But I turned it into my own little version called 1 moment a day, and I just pick one moment from that day that was a moment that I will want to remember in the future, or just gave me great vibes. Just kind of picking one of the best of the day. It's really obvious, actually. It's really obvious. I just picked the best moment of the day. But that's actually something that, like the habit tracker, I do actually put an effort to fill out, and I have them in old journals from like 2 years ago that I look back at, and they're very like uplifting and nice. Oh my god, why did that word come out like that? Nice. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, why did I do it again? Okay. And then my last spread here after the 1 moment a day is just the first week of August. Not that I'll have much on my to-dos, but I actually find that during quarantine, writing a list of to-dos daily really, really helps me feel better about myself and like accomplish things. So go figure. And here's a final flip through of the month of August. I like how it turned out. I like the yellow, the green. I like the color palette. And I really like the doodles. So thank you, Cheyenne Barton. Please like this video if you like this video. Subscribe, comment. And I will see you next time.
You burn my chest just like tequila. Wanna show you why